guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If you are new, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back for another video. In today's video, we are talking about the Colored Raine X Power collection. Not the entire collection. I only got 2 items from the collection, but we're going to be talking about those today. And I have never seen this show, so there will be no power talk in this video, but we will be talking about the makeup. All right, so if you want to see my thoughts, how I achieved this look, then definitely stay tuned. Alright guys, let's get into this palette. So, this palette is beautiful, okay? Just the packaging, I mean, more than the packaging, but these black roses and stuff. I've never seen the show Power, so I think I've already said that, but I've never seen the show. So, I just picked it up purely because of the beauty that is in the palette, okay? I wasn't going to get it. The original pictures of the palette didn't really intrigue me, but then after it released and I saw like more pictures, more swatches and stuff, I was like, oh girl, I am picking this up. So here we are. I was debating on whether I wanted to do this video today because I've got to go to work, so that means I can't do like a full out, I can't get the most out of the palette in today's look. But I did want to bring you guys this video sooner rather than later because this is a limited edition collection. And yeah, and now I'll be adding this to my purple palette, you know, roundup video that I'm gonna be doing, so I wanted to at least put a video out focusing on this palette. So here we are. So we've got 9 shades in this palette, very similar setup to the Safari Raine palette. If you have not seen that video, definitely check it out. I'll put it there. 5 shimmers and 4 mattes. Very magenta, purple toned in this overall theme. All these shades look beautifully rich and like they are going to work beautifully on my skin tone. So I'm gonna go into Deception. This is like the mauve-y purple tone there with a fluffy brush. Let me zoom in, and I'm using a fluffier brush to get, you know, a more diffused application of the shadow. And I'm just using this all over the transition area. And also the brush that I'm using is a synthetic brush, so it's not picking up a whole bunch of color. But this shade is nicely pigmented. Getting a little bit more product and kind of focusing it on the crease. So this is going to be our main shade today for this look. And actually I think you see how it's building nicely in the crease. I need to get a more precise brush because I feel like it's not sticking correctly. But you know how you see how it's building nicely in that crease and outer V. That's what I'm going for. I'm just gonna go on with this Delium Tool 788. It's like a HD brush. It has a slanted tip on it, if you guys can see that. And so I'm just gonna lay this on my lid. And the reason I like these kind of slanted brushes is because they have that tip right here, that tip, kind of like the flat area of it, that flat area can really get into that crease and do some blending for you. So, alright, so there we go. All over shade here. Similar to how I did with the Jackie Aina palette in my first look in my, you know, 3-look video for the Jackie Aina palette. So the interesting thing about this palette is that this is the lightest shade here. So I appreciate that for the, in that every shade in this palette is really going to work very nicely on deeper skin tones, which is really good. And I think that's what Colored Raine typically does anyways with their palettes. Like all of their shadows work really nicely on deeper skin tones. So definitely appreciate that. If you want to add a little depth, I'm going to add a little bit of depth with this shade Testify or Snitch. I'm going to use Testify. Excuse me, Testify is the deeper plum matte right on this outer V area. Not too much though. That looks pretty. Just having that nice concentration of depth at the outer corner, not too much. Alright, so there's 2 shades that I'm looking at for usage today with this look, and it's this center shade right there and then this shade here. And so both of these are very nice duochrome. So that one here is one of the typical ones we see kind of often, is like the white pink to purple, like shift pearl type of shade. And then we've got this one that's really beautiful, and I think it's somewhat unique, is in that it's really purple, like a pinky golden shade. So but I don't know, I've seen the pink to gold, the gold to pink shift before, but this one has more of like a magenta type of shift to it. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm going to use that one. It's called Revenge, in the center of the lid. And since I already put down that matte shade all over the lid, I'm going to put glitter glue down. Colored Raine metallics don't need glitter glue, but since I no longer have my sticky base there, I'm going to use glitter glue this time. Alright, so glitter glue in the center. So I'm going to take Revenge on my finger and just pop that on that glitter glue we laid down. And this shade is so beautiful, like so beautiful. Look at how pretty that is. It's just so pretty. Alright, it's just really pretty. So now I'm taking some of the matte shade on that Bdellium Tools brush that I used earlier to kind of, you know, do a little bit of a transition. So laying that matte on top of that Revenge shade that we just placed in the middle, so it does a little bit more transition. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to do the other eye, and then I'm going to come back to talk to you guys about the blush duo that I picked up. Alright, you guys, I added a little bit of that shade Deception that we used all over the lid. I added that right on my, you know, lower lash line to add a little bit of color down there. So that's all I did differently. Of course, liner and mascara. And here we are. Alright, as I stated earlier, I did get a blush duo, and I think they had 4 options. I only picked up one. So I think the palette was $29, which I think is a very good price for the quality of the shadows, the number of shadows, and you know, beautiful, you know, packaging on this palette. So $29 for that. And then the blush duos, I think, were like $25 or $20, $20 or $25. So I only picked up one, and the version that I picked up is my day one. And here is what it has: a mirror in there. This is their first venture into blushes, I think, for Colored Raine. So here's what this blush duo looks like: a nice magenta kind of mauve shade, and then a rose gold type of highlighter. So I'll do a quick swatch for you here. So here is the blush swatch. I went over that twice, and then same for the highlight. But it looks really good. I like the tones there. So I'm gonna go in with a new brush. This is another Royal & Langnickel highlighter brush. I didn't realize that the like rubbery coating over this that makes it like a soft matte. It's like a sleeve on the brush, and after a while it started peeling off on my other brush. So you guys can see that there. It looks horrible. So I reached out to customer service. I've had these less than 6 months, and they said, you know, sometimes harsh detergents or like oils and things like that could cause it to peel. So they sent me a couple replacement brushes. So I thought that was very nice of them. So yeah, they have really good customer service. You know, I wish that wasn't the case. Because the brushes are like beautiful. They're just beautiful, like, you know. So I wish they could have done it in a different way where the, you know, stuff doesn't peel, you know, isn't able to kind of like come off, but whatever. So that's just how they made their brushes. So I'm gonna use this new highlighter brush. I'm kind of like trying to fluff it out, and I'm just gonna go into the blush shade, kick off the excess, and apply. Since this is new, I've got some strands coming off. Okay. But this is a really pigmented blush, guys, so you definitely want to kick off the excess. Use a fluffy brush, not something that's like super densely packed, because then you'll get like more pigment application and it won't be as diffused. It goes on really nicely, no issues as far as skipping or patchiness or anything like that. And then for my highlight, I've got this Royal & Langnickel Omnia Pro Brush BOM 448. It's a little flat. I, wanted to... Mel Thompson talks about this brush she has from Stilazzi that, she just pats in and then she takes it and does like this with her highlights. So I got this brush from Royal & Langnickel and I thought it looked kind of similar in shape. So that's just what I'm doing here with this brush. Laying it down on my cheek. So when I applied it with my finger, then I got it real like smooth, like a consistent line of highlight on my hand. But applying it with a brush, it gets a little bit more diffused, but it's still very pretty. I picked up a little bit too much in that go round, but when I buff it out, it'll be okay. I want to take this highlighter and add some to my brow bone. Taking a little bit of that on another Delium Tools brush, 773. And then also on the inner corner here. I didn't buy any of the lip products just because when I bought the lip products with the Safari Raine palette, I wasn't as impressed with them, so I just forgot. I just said forget it. Alright, you guys, so here is the final look. Blush and highlight. Very shiny, nice. It looks nice. I like it. I like the way it's dispersed through the cheekbone, not real glittery, just a nice sheen on the cheeks for me. That's what it looks like to me. Just a nice sheen on the cheekbones. And then the blush is a very matte blush, but it's pretty. I really like the tone of this blush. I probably have other blushes that look like this, I don't know, but it went on, the blush went on very nicely, high quality. I like the mirror that they included, and the packaging is just very beautiful. So I like this version of the blush. So I would imagine, if the formulas are the same for the other versions, I think you would be happy if you, saw a colorway that's more up your alley. So very nice. I've been using this quite a bit, even though it doesn't look like it. Like the blush still looks unused. I've used this quite a few times since I've gotten it, and it still looks the highlight looks used, but the blush still looks unused, so that's pretty cool. And here is the eye look. I'm getting a little bit closer for you guys. Something a little bit more subdued. I mean, I know it's not like neutral tones, but hey, this is a pink, like a magenta purple palette. So this is what I came up with. I like that color that we put on the lid. This Revenge color is just so stunning. It's just really beautiful. A beautiful shift to it. Beautiful duochrome shade. Respect. I didn't get to show you guys that, but you'll see it on the swatch. Absolutely stunning. I added this shade to, like, I went to work with a gold look on, but then after work I wanted to do a little bit more playing, so I added this, on my, like right here, like to add a little pop of color to the gold, and it layered up on top of the gold very nicely. Looked really beautiful, and I got compliments when I went out to dinner later that evening. So it's just a really pretty shade. So it looks like kind of purple in the pan, but it has a shift to it that is really beautiful. Let me see if I can get another swatch on this hand for you guys. And my hands are so dry, I feel like daggum shadow is not sticking as well as I would like for it to, but okay. This shade here, it's got like a magenta bluish purple shift. It's very pretty. That shade there is called Respect. So very, very pretty. And then you guys saw how two of the mattes performed, this one and that one there. Very nice performance with these mattes. I have not used Betrayal or Snitch on my eyes, but I have, actually I haven't even swatched those. but I think this palette is really beautiful, and I do not think you will be disappointed if you get it, okay? I give it, you know, 2 thumbs up. I have been using it a couple times, mostly in those 2 mattes that I used today, but the blush and the highlight, you know, they work very well together, and those metallics in that blush or in that palette are okay. So you guys definitely let me know what you guys think about this look. Let me know what you guys think about all these purple palettes that I've got. I'm coming up with something, because y'all be asking me in the comments like, what about this one compared to this one? It's coming. All right, I took my notes, I got check marks, you know, and categories and stuff. So hopefully the video, you know, gives you guys the information that you are looking for as far as the comparison of all these like purple and magenta palettes, comparing them to each other. All right, guys. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support and you spending a little bit of time with me today, all right? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would greatly appreciate that. And if you want to see more content from me, you want to see more videos, definitely hit that subscribe button. I upload videos 3 to 4 times per week, all right? I will be talking to you guys really, really soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.